This is Hassan Korani. In this video we are going to start our new chapter whose title is Statistics for grade 10. The objectives are: define the statistical vocabulary such as population variable, find the mode, determine the median, calculating the mean, calculating the variance and the standard deviation of a certain data. We will start our chapter with this activity. Given the following series of grades over 20 students of grade 10 of a certain class, 16, 9, 11, etc. These are the given grades for these 20 students are listed randomly. The first vocabulary is the statistical population, which is the set or the group of all possible observations that might be of interest. The observations are the elements from where we take our data. The individual is an element of this set. Each element of this set of which is the statistical population, sure. So we are asked to complete the population of the given series is, it will be the set, the group from where we take our data or the grades in this case, which is the students, the group of the students. The individual is each element of this population set, which is each student. The character or variable is the common aspect under study. The common aspect or the common thing, which is in this case the grades. Sometimes we may take or study the weights of the students, their heights, their ages, the color of their eyes, etc. The character is of two natures. In fact, if it is measurable of numerical value, then its nature is, we say that it's quantitative. While if it's not measurable, then its nature is qualitative, such as color of eyes, hobbies, etc. The character of the given series is, in this case, in our activity, is the grades. And its nature, since the grades, as you know, are numerical numbers, values, measurable, and its nature is quantitative. The given values or grades are called modality. We use this word for the grade. What is the number of individuals, which is 20? As you know, the number of individuals is called the total frequency. The total number of individuals is called the total frequency and denoted by the letter N. Each of the above grades is called a value. The frequency of each value is the number of times it occurs. What is the frequency of the modality 15? Going back to the giving list, you will notice that 15 has occurred 4 times. So there are 4 students whose grade is 15, are 15, or is 15. So sorry, the total frequency N is 20, as you know, which is the total number of students of this class. The relative frequency of each value is the frequency over the total frequency. So if you are asked to find the relative frequency of the grade 15, so it's according to this formula rule, it's the frequency, which is 4 over total, which is 24 over 20, or 0.2. What is or are the most frequent grades? The most frequent that has occurred most and the highest occurrence, which are in fact going back to the list, will be 10 and 15. The grades 10 and 15 occurred, each one of them occurred 4 times. And this is which we call it the mode. The mode is the value or the values that has the highest frequency. Now, if we are asked to arrange the grades in an ascending or increasing order, we list them in the increasing order. What is the grade for which 50% of grades are below this value and 50% are above this value? In fact, since we have listed the 20 grades in the increasing order, their number is 20, so we try to separate them, put them in two equal groups. These are 9 grades, and this is the second 9 grades, to have in the middle two grades. So the grade where 50% of these numbers before it and 50% after it will be the average of these two numbers, which are 11, which is 11 plus 12 over 2, which is 11.5. So the answer will be 11.5. This middle value is called the median and denoted by ME. Notice that these data are 20, which is an even number, so we cannot separate them unless we have left two values in the middle, so we find their average. Suppose that you have 5 grades, so just try to choose after arranging them in increasing order. If you have an odd number of grades, let's say 5, so just list them in the increasing order, and the middle value will be the third one, in a way that 2 values before it and 2 values after it. But in this case we have an even number of values. Complete the following table. This is a good mean or good tool that helps us to study any aspect or value in an easier way, which is the table. The modality or the value are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 18, which are the grades of the students of this class. The frequencies as given, and the total is 20. The frequency, as we said before, is the number of occurrence. So the grade 8 occurred 1, so 1 student has a grade 8. Let's say 3 students have the grade 11. Increasing cumulative frequency. How to find the increasing cumulative frequency? First, we just put the first frequency here in the first cell. Then we add 1 plus 2, which is 3, 3 plus 4, which is 7, 7 plus 3, which is 10, and so on. We continue the others in the same manner until we, at the end, we have the grade 20, and there's no total. 20, which is the total of frequency, and we'll put it here. Decreasing cumulative frequency. To complete the table of DCF, or decreasing cumulative frequency, we start by the total, which is 20. After that, we simply subtract 1 from 20. 20 minus 1, which is 19. 19 minus 2, which is 17. 17 minus 4, which is 13, and so on, until we end with the same frequency as the last grade. Relative frequency, as the definition says, it is the frequency over total. Relative frequency of 8 is 1 over 20, which is frequency of total, and the others in the same way. And as you see, the sum of these will be 20 over 20, which is 1. Always we get in the relative frequency table, the total will be 1. The relative frequency in percent will be the relative frequency times 100. Simply multiply this number by 100, this number by 100, and place the answer here to get these answers. 5 represent the percentage of students whose grade is 8, which is 5. The percentage 20, let's say, represents the percentage of students whose grade is 15. Central angle. If we want to place these data in a circular or pie chart, circle shape, we have to find the central angle for each grade, for each value. How? By just multiplying the relative frequency percent by 3.6. So 5 times 3.6, which is 18 degrees, 10 times 3.6, which is 36, 20 times 3.6, which is 72, and so on. And we'll continue the others until we end by the total number of angles, which is 360 degrees, which is the angle of the total circle. The range is the highest x value minus the smallest x value, which is 18 minus 8, which is 10. The difference between the lowest grade and the highest grade, which is 10. Utilize or using the table to find the mode. As going back to the table, you will notice that the mode exists in fact 2 times 15 and at 10. And the number of students having a grade strictly less than 15, if you go back to the table, strictly less than 15, we have in fact we have to add 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, or simply it will be 13, which is, we can select it or find it, take it from the ICF table. It will be 15, or sorry, which is 13, and the number of students have a grade strictly less than 15. The median, how to find the median? In fact, going back to the table, you can find the let's go back to the last table. From the table, from the ICF table, try to first find n over 2, total over 2, which is 20 over 2, which is 10, and try to look in the ICF table row where we got, or where we attain and surpass for the first time the number 10. Here, 1, 3, as you see, 10 is attained and surpassed for the first time at 11, at the value 11. So 11 will be the median of our data. So n over 2, 10, from, as we said, from the ICF table, 10 is attained and surpassed for the first time at the x value 11, so the median is 11. The percentage of students having grade between 10 and 15 is, from the relative frequency, we just add the percentages. 15 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5 equals 30%. Now, the mean, or the arithmetic of a series, is given by the formula x bar, which is x1, the value times its corresponding frequency, plus x2 times its corresponding frequency, etc., over the total, which can be formulated or symbolized by this formula. And you can use the calculator, which we will talk about it later. X bar will be 10.65, which is the average of the grades of this class. The variance is defined by this value, formula, which is not required in fact to memorize it, but we can directly use the calculator to find the value of the variance, which we will see how by using calculator. Using calculator case, for example, in case of FX991 class was, first make sure that the frequency displaying make sure that the frequency displaying is turned on by pressing Shift, Setup, then go down to see the statistics, which is option 3. Then press 1, that will turn the frequency on. After that, I suggest that you read these informations, how to use the calculator, the calculator, to find the mean x, which is symbolized by x bar, the variance sigma square x, and the standard deviation, which you see them on the screen. screenshot on your calculator. The first value will be the mean. Sigma square x, in fact, the equal is the variance of our data, and sigma x will be the standard deviation. And you have to notice that this standard deviation is, in fact, the square root of the variance. Okay, the standard deviation is sigma, symbolized by sigma, which is the square root of v. It is the dispersion from the mean. It is an indicator that shows how far the values are distributed or scattered away from the mean, from the average. Using calculator, we can find the mean, which will be 10.65, and the standard deviation sigma, which is 3.033. And the variance will be, in fact, the square of the standard deviation. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.